Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the summer transfer special on the Impossible Dream with Bala Town as we move from Season 9 into Season 10. 10 seasons at the club, that has gone by quickly, hasn't it? You haven't missed anything since last episode. We've come straight back after the end of season awards. And it's going to be a busy summer. Now, we have already, of course, a quick reminder here, signed a few players coming in. Of course, Rima Miles, we know he is off to Lille in France. It was a little bit of a loss, so we will need to replace him. Already agreed to come in is Lee Goddard, a defender from Manchester City. Leaving is Michael Swift, going off to Bristol City at the end of his contract. Of course, we have our new plan of trying to develop the Welsh League, whereby we will sign up potentially good young players from the other Welsh teams, give them a 50% sell-on clause, and then try and sell them on to England or English clubs, well, any club, but most probably English clubs, for a large profit. So, in that spirit, Dan Robson is coming in as a left back. We also have, of course, Ignacevic coming in on a free transfer to be a right back. He'll sort of share that role with Billy Cameron. Quickly go down here. Brett Brewerton, we know, is coming in on a permanent deal from Liverpool, so that's done. Lolo is coming in basically to replace Kieran Topley as a centre-back, but he can obviously also play midfield, so he's coming in. That's already been agreed. 1.4 million for him. Two more here now for the development of Welsh football under that sort of scholarship. So Sam Evans is coming in from FM20, I think that is, isn't it? And also coming in is Denny Garmy. So hopefully we'll develop those two. And of course, Robert Riola, sure, is coming in from Barcelona. £700,000 we've paid for him. So they're the transfers that are done. We are going to have to try and get some players out. We'll obviously try and sign some other players as well. It's going to be a busy summer. I always say I'm going to try and clear out the squad. I never managed to do it as much as I'd like, but hopefully this is the summer where we'll do that. So I'll be back when there is something to report. It's going to be a good one. Okay, we have some end of the season Welsh League awards. Marcus Wade was the player of the season, which is a surprise given how many goals Allmark scored, but he is a really, really good player. And like I said before, I've been tempted to sign him, but he will weaken Lido, obviously, but I think he'd almost strengthen us. He's almost that good. That maybe we sign him just because he improves us, never mind weakening them. Allmark, though, was the top goal scorer, as you would expect, with his 37 goals from his 27 appearances. That is absolutely ridiculous numbers. KDH is the Young Player of the Year, so well done to him on that award. Excellent stuff. I am Manager of the Year, hooray for me. And the team of the season is Taniskovic, it's KDH, it's Billy Cameron, and it is Allmark. And that's it. Obviously, we do rotate, so that kind of makes a little bit of sense. But it's a shame that only 4, but nonetheless, there they are there. And they will all get their team of the season and top goal scorer bonus as well for Allmark. I'll tell you what, drinks are on Allmark. What's that, 106 grand he's just got in his back pocket. So, let's all follow Damien to the pub. Well, if you're wondering how our conquerors Dortmund got on in the Europa League, they made it all the way to the final, then got smashed by Liverpool. So I'm going to say we're maybe the third best team in that competition. So there we go. Dortmund all the way to the final, and then not a good day for them. Okay, it is commercial summary time, and always one of my favourite parts of the season. We have 2 new deals, sponsorship deals worth £275,000 a year. We have a main sponsorship deal, 2 years, main kit sponsor up 100 grand from the previous one. Sponsorship overall last season was up about 200 grand, which is good. Hospitality, £35,000. We could really do... The problem we have with our stadium is obviously it has basically no corporate facilities. I really do think if we could improve the stadium, and I haven't asked this summer yet, but I'll have to ask, we'll do it after this actually. We need to improve that. I think it'll help get revenue in from our sponsorship. And anyway, hospitality was up a little bit, but negligible. Match day revenue was up a little bit, which is good. Broadcast revenue was up, which is good, about 100k there. And competition prize money, £22.64 million. Guess where our what's financing our club here? If we have a look at shirt sales, we sold just over 6 grand worth of shirts. Williamson was number 1, York was number 2, McVeigh, Grehan, who we've got to try and see if we can get back for next season, and Ryan Murphy were the top 5. And I'm surprised Allmark isn't there, to be honest, as someone who scored 40-odd goals this season and also came through the club academy, but that just kind of is what it is. Let's go and ask the board. I'll show you what I mean about the stadium here first, actually. If we go down and have a look here, you can see here corporate facilities, basic corporate facilities. I think if that improved, I think we'd do better in terms of getting sponsorship in. So let's go and ask the board about the stadium. Can we I don't know if we want to build a new one, but let's try that, I guess. With a modern forward-thinking club. See, we don't need a bigger capacity. That's the thing. Let's try that. No, so there's room to grow, and so. All right, so let's say that, and then let's try expand the stadium. Then, but the problem is that we don't need to expand the stadium, right? We just need to update it. It needs to be modernized. And that's the problem. I'm asking for something that doesn't need to happen. So that's where we're at. That's the problem that we have. We do need to improve the stadium, though. All right, we have the update for the European football. Bala Town, we've dropped 8 places down to 59th in the coefficient rankings for next season. We only dropped 2 points, but obviously it's very, very disappointing to have dropped down. But what we do have going for us now is basically 4 seasons in a row where we haven't got out of the Champions League group stages, and we have an opportunity now to really sort of kick up this coefficient table. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing, as I said, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll we're still going to be in the 4th pot anyway. Now there is a little bit of updated news. We've got McVeigh playing in European time there. We've got changes to the to playing time, but we have automatically been drawn against Cork City in the Champions League first qualifying round. Now I'm going to say that's not the easiest draw we could have got. They're going to be mid-season form, of course, because Ireland plays the summer tournament. Not summer tournament, they play the summer league. So they're going to be raring to go. And, they're not going to be the worst, are they? Drew Whitty is a player that we've been trying to sign for a while, but I don't want to give him compensation for him. Just being a tight ass. Yeah, but that's not the easiest first round draw we could have got. That is for sure. And we have the second round. We will be against either Italian FC Flora. We've played them before, early days, I think, haven't we? Or Trepsian, who I think, are they Slovakian? Yeah. So that looks a little bit easier. But there we go. Champions League first round will be against Cork City, and we've dropped down 9 places in the rankings. Okay, now there's a lot of new guys here today, so what I want you to do is just raise your hand when you hear your name, and then we can get started, okay? Oh, see you, Rima. Yeah, mate, enjoy France. Alright, take care. Alright, Lolo, Ignatievic, Giggs, Brewerton, Evans, and Goddard. Alright, thanks guys, that's all we have time for today, so go home and I'll see you bright and early in the morning for training. Okay, it is July 1st, which means contracts have expired, the window is open, and we have made no fewer than 8 signings, most of which have been for free or next to free. Now, we've already seen a number of these guys, but the big ins, I think, here are Lolo. You can see he's valued at just under £1 million now. We'll just quickly go through them all now. They're all officially our players. Dan Robson, who was, of course, part of sort of phase 1 of our bid to rebuild Welsh football. You can see not particularly well liked by the fans, but he'll do okay. Sam Evans, he's come in, so hopefully, again, we'll see him progress nicely as a full-time professional. Will Giggs is a new one. He basically was going to leave Afenlido, his contract was expiring, he was going to leave for nothing, so I've signed him. My hope is that there might be some compensation for them down the line if he does get sold on. But I think he's not too bad, actually, so we'll see how he gets on. Again, as a full-time professional, a little bit older, though, at 20, so maybe it will, maybe it won't come off that one. Then Gami has arrived at cost 17, so he will hopefully develop nicely as a full-time professional now. Alexander Ignatievic, now this is one that we've actually signed. He was on a free transfer. We're paying him a little bit of cash, just over $5,000 a week, but I'm hoping that potential he'll live up to that, although he is 22, so maybe not too much room to develop there. But he's not too bad, according to the fans. And the last two, of course, Brett Brewerton has joined us on a permanent deal, so he's officially a full-time Bala Town player now. And of course, Lee Goddard, who we signed from Manchester City, he has come in as well, which is excellent news. Now, we have lost a few players. Obviously, Rima Miles has gone off. So he's going to be at Lille. We've also lost, you can see there, Swifty has gone off to Bristol City. And players have also been released. So if we just pop in here and have a look at the players who've been released, the main one here is obviously Ryan Sears. He will be very, very fondly remembered. He does go down. Actually, we've got to add him. He is one of the legends, isn't he? Hopefully, we'll get him back one day as a coach. He doesn't have that option just yet, but he was a long-term player. He'll go at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 seasons really he spent with us. And just was a brilliant player. So yeah, I'm hoping he gets himself another club and then we'll get him back one day as a coach. The other players to have left, there's two that we saw here for a little while. Kean Peters was a decent player. Hopefully he stays in the Welsh League. And Professor McGonigal has left as well. He wasn't ever going to make it with us, so we've let him go as well. Again, hopefully he does stay in the Welsh League, and then a couple of other youngsters that never got to the first team. So that all kind of is what it is. We'll keep trying to sign some players now and see where that gets us. But yeah, there is definitely we've definitely restocked the playing stocks there, haven't we? Okay, we have breaking news. We have signed a new midfielder, another ex-Liverpool midfielder. Tomoya Yamaguchi has signed for us. I'm really, really excited about this guy. You can see there he's 18. He's just been released by Liverpool. He's Japanese, but he does have a second nationality of English. So we don't have to worry about him not getting a work permit because he doesn't need one. But he's rated a B- signing by the fans. You can see very, very high potential here. We've signed him with a breakthrough prospect on a 5-year deal, £600 a week. Let's have a look at what we've signed, and I think you will agree we've got ourselves a very handy little player here. Physically, yes, I'll admit, not the best, but certainly not bad. But what I do love, 17 passing, 16 first touch, 15 vision. He's not the worst tackler either, not the worst defensively, decent positioning off the ball. I think, and for 18 as well, with a lot of room to develop, I think this guy's going to be a star. Now, what I am thinking, I don't like that he runs with the ball often with dribbling of 9, but we'll work on that. But what I do think this could mean is perhaps the end of Paul McVeigh. Now, he's been a brilliant signing for us, but his contract's up the end of this season. And if we just compare this guy to Paul McVeigh, where are we here? Paul McVeigh. Paul McVeigh. We can see McVeigh in the blue, Yamaguchi in the green. McVeigh right now is a little bit better physically, a little bit better vision, but everywhere else, more or less, Yamaguchi has him covered. And obviously, McVeigh's not getting any younger. Yes, he's only 24, but he's peaked. So we're going to try, he's got some interest in him from some clubs around the world as well. So we're going to try and sell him on at this point. Yamaguchi will come in. He'll be generally an upgrade on him for this, about even this season, but an upgrade moving forward. And we're only paying him £600 a week. Absolutely love this signing. Now we have got our Champions League campaign underway. We've played the first leg away to Cork City in the first qualifying round. Let's go see how we did. We fell behind early on. Tommy Williamson drew us level, but Cork City were quickly back in front. We tied it up late when Tommy Williamson tapped in Sam York's shot. So there we go. Not the best performance from us, to be honest. Norrington Davies, we are, I think, going to move him on. He was directly responsible for one of the goals. I think it was the second one. He missed his header. And I just think he's not working out. He's not good enough for Europe as I was hoping. Even if he is a Welsh international. So, yeah, that's not ideal. But, I mean, Tommy Williamson played well. Generally, we didn't play too badly. You can see there was an even game. Set pieces again came back to hurt us. They went down to 10 men late on. We're going to have a game extra fitness in our legs now. They are obviously already sort of mid-season, so they're match sharp. I'm confident second leg at home will get through, especially with the 2 away goals. But, yeah, not ideal. Anyway, we'll be back when there's something else to report. Maybe it's hopefully going to be a second leg victory. Okay, some more breaking news. We have signed a backup goalkeeper. Dimitri Hughes has come in, a 20-year-old, I think he's English. We got him from Manchester United, or he had left Manchester United and we signed him. Again, another B- signing, potentially very, very good. But he's just in as purely a backup. We're paying him £850 a week. We have a quick look at him here. We can see he's a solid goalkeeper. He will be the number 2 to Tanis Kovic. Obviously, with Miles departing, we did need to get somebody else in. So he's here now. That's all well and good. We can see he never actually played for the Manchester United first team. We'll get him up into the senior squad, though. And that is that. Now, one other thing that has happened is We've sent a few players out on loan. Warren Gordon, one of our backup goalkeepers, our young goalkeepers, we sent him out to Barrytown. Now, Barrytown, well, the other person is Gould, who we still haven't got a work permit for, but we've sent him out on loan again, this time to Spain. Again, 10k a month, all wages paid, so he's already made us 200 grand, and we signed him on a free. Hopefully one day we will get a work permit for him, because I think he's a decent player, but it may well be we may end up moving past him before he ever actually plays a game for Bala Town. But yeah, so Barrytown, we've loaned them our goalkeeper. Now they have, they're in the Euro 2 thing here. Now we haven't got the best draws. I was trying to get out some other players, especially to Barrytown, but they don't want to go, or Barrytown's not offering them. So they've got either a Polish or a Slovenian team. That's going to be tough for Barrytown. The New Saints have got potentially a winnable one. Dondale, I think, is decent, but Albanian or Slovenian opposition is probably just about doable. And poor old, who's the other one? Carnarvon are going to get Hibs. So they're going to be in very, very tough if they're going to get through. And like I say, they're not accepting any of our, where we're trying to offer players out to them on loan. Guto Kingsley is the one, and he refused to go to someone. I think it was Aberystwyth Town. But we'll keep trying anyway. It's still early days. We're only at July 9th. But yeah, Dimitri Hughes is our new number 2. We have breaking news this evening out of Bala Town as the club announced the signing of promising Spanish defender Juan Mi, Aussie Villain's 11th signing this summer. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to Charles Hogan. And Charles, this is a real coup for the Welsh champions.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, look, there's a lot of excitement around the club right now with the arrival of the promising Barcelona defender Juan Mi. Now, he signed for a fee of £550,000 as manager Aussie Villain continues to strengthen his squad by signing every single player that he sees.
Okay, another signing. I'm signing a lot of players on. I think this is 11 for the summer, so it's getting a bit silly, but this guy, I really, really like this guy. Juan Mi from Barcelona for £550,000. Rated a B signing by the fans. You can see again, really, really high potential. He's on 3.4 or £3,400 a week. A regular starter. He signed a 3-year deal, is that it looks like. And I think this guy is going to be really, really good for us. Physically, he's very good, got good positioning, decent concentration for a 19-year-old as well, good tackling, marking and heading, again, which is only going to improve. We saw last season we need to be better defensively in Europe. This guy isn't going to be the finished product this season, but I'm hoping with all these young players we're signing that in 2, maybe 3 seasons' time, they just might develop into something spectacular for us. He's been at Barcelona. He's played in the B team. He's never got into the first team. You'd expect that. That's a tough team to get into, isn't it? I think he'll come straight in and, well, he'll be one of our big players. We've got a lot of centre-backs now. I'm wondering, is it the end of Gosney? Is it the end of O'Halloran? O'Halloran has more potential than Gosney, but if we look at dynamics here just very quickly, Gosney is a team leader. So that's going in his favour. O'Halloran, though, has the more potential. If we go and compare the two, there's Connor Gosney, and if we go and compare to, who are we looking for here? Who am I looking for? I've gone blank. Oh, O'Halloran. O'Halloran, there he is there. We can see O'Halloran in the blue, Gosney in the green. O'Halloran is there or thereabouts with more potential. So, one of them's got to leave. I don't know which one. There is interest in O'Halloran. Maybe we look if we can sell O'Halloran for a big fee. Anyway, the takeaway from this is Juan Mi is here, and I'm happy. Okay, we are coming back for the second leg of, not for the whole game, but we're coming back because we have played the second leg of our Champions League first qualifying round game. Now, Cork City gave us one hell of a game in Ireland. The second leg was in Wales. Let's go see how we did, or did we win, or did we crash out very, very early in the Champions League. Sean Davies gave us a second half lead, and he doubled our tally when he redirected Goddard's free kick. So there we go, we did get past the Irish, but it was a tough tie. I thought it might be when we got them, but yeah, they were a very, very tough team indeed. So I think they'll feel hard done by to have gone out in the first round. But as you can see, Vukovic was injured. This win did come at a cost. You can see there he's out for 5 to 6 weeks with a hamstring strain, so that's a big, big blow He's a good player. He's a very high potential player for us, and we don't want him getting injured. But there we go. So that's happened. Goddard made his debut. He looked, I've got to say, quite good. We have, I think, well, between him and Wan Mi, two very good, young, promising centre-backs. Add to that, of course, Lolo, who has been injured and hasn't played as of yet. We've got. I'm really happy with what we've got. I think we might have a team here. We have got Trajan in the second qualifying round. They are, of course, Slovakian opposition. Now let's see how they did. Champions first qualifying round. I forget who they were playing now. Trajan. Oh, right, that's right. They were playing the Estonians, weren't they? So they won that one. You'd expect them to. And that's who we'll be playing next. And that will, of course, we will show that one. And hopefully will be a little bit better if we're for the first qualifying round. But there we go. We have got through, though the Irish deserve a lot of credit.
Hi, Ollie Gunner. Hey, mate, Aussie Villain. Good, thanks, mate. Good. How's Manchester United treating you? Yeah, you beat us good last year, that's for sure, mate. Listen, I need a left back. Yeah, look, I thought Norrington Davies would be decent, but turns out he's crap. Yeah, have you got anybody for me? Okay. Alright. No, never heard of him. Oh, he's a regen. Alright, well that makes sense. All of his wages. Mate, you're killing me, but I'm desperate, so I'll do it. Alright, mate. Alright, sounds good. Yep, send him down.
Alright, we have more breaking news. We have signed a left back, and I'm relatively confident this guy is going to be better than Norrington Davies. Harry Montgomery, we've got him on loan for the year from Manchester United. We are paying all of his wages, £6,750 a week. He is our top paid player, but you can see he's already a good player, and he's going to get a little bit better. Not that the potential particularly worries us, but he's a B signing. You can see he's a promising fullback. Let's have a look at him, and I think he's going to do a good job for us. He can get forward, he can defend, he's good physically. I'm hoping so because we're paying him a lot of money. He's yet to play for the Manchester United first team, but I think he'll do quite well. And if we do have a quick comparison of him with Norrington Davies, we will see that Norrington in the blue, a little bit better maybe defensively for now, but yeah, I mean, the green basically it encapsulates it, doesn't it? And we are going to try and sell Norrington Davies on. If we can get back the money that we paid for him, because let's not forget, he was our record signing last season, wasn't he? So we've got to try and get something back. But anyway, Harry Montgomery is in. He will be our first choice left back this season. Okay, we are at game day now for the second qualifying round of the Champions League, but we do have one more signing to announce before we call it a summer transfer special, and a busy one it's been as well. But Dale Morgan has joined us on a permanent deal. We did have him on trial. He had been at Manchester City, and this guy is a nice little find, I think. A B-plus rated signing. We've signed him on a 4-year deal, £300 a week as a breakthrough prospect. Let's have a look at what we've signed, and I'm, as I said, really quite excited. He's very high potential. Good pace for a fullback, good tackling, good passing and marking as well. Only 18, and he's in the under-19s for this season in any case, so we probably won't see him in the first team too much. But as I said, he was at Manchester City, they've released him, we snapped him up. And yeah, I think we've got ourselves a decent little player there, so that is excellent. Now, one other thing to quickly catch you up on as our bid to try and raise the standard of Welsh football, we have loaned out one of our youngsters. If I can find him here, the quickest way to do this might just be to go... there it is there. So Daniel Owens, we may remember him from last year. He was... useful player for us in the league, but we've loaned him to FM20. We're paying all his wages. He's not costing them anything. And hopefully he'll be a good player for them. They'll have a good season. The annoying thing is that they're not in Europe, so it doesn't really help them in that sense. But, you know, if he can have a good year for them, get them up towards Europe, he should be a good player for them. He's been a good player for us in the league. Look at that last season, 15 games, man of the match performance, averaged over 7. He should be a good player for them. So let's hope that he goes and does just that. Now, let's have a look at what we have to start the season. Obviously, transfer window is still open, and we are trying to get rid of some players now to try and shrink the squad size down. But we've got a good team here, I think. Obviously, if we can look up top, Mac Meyer will hopefully lead us well in Europe. Damien Allmark will obviously be a star player for us in the league. Other two strikers we have in the first team are Rene Felge and Simon Tate. There's other guys that can sort of come in and out and do a job, but they're sort of the main four guys for the season. If we look at the wings, over on the right, this is where we're perhaps slightly weak. Averman will be the main guy. If you're wondering, Grehan, that West Brom wanted to play him in the first team, wasn't an option to get him back. So other options are Marcus Baker, though we are trying to get him out on loan for the season. TNS have wanted him, but we're not loaning to TNS. That's the rule. Vukovic can play over there, though he's left-footed, so possibly not. Criado can play over there, but again, left-footed, so probably not. Cheney, who of course we did sign last season as a backup to Grehan, he can play over here and possibly will do as sort of second choice. He's very, very good. He's just dribbling and crossing isn't the best, but he could definitely do a job for us in the league. So there's sort of the main guys over there. If we switch over to the left, obviously Vukovic is our main man over here. We do have Murphy who can, but he's he's better suited in the middle. Adam Maurice, we're looking to move on at this point. He's too far down the pecking order. We've got Davies, who's a little bit higher potential than Maurice, which is why he's staying, and Criado, who is sort of second choice. He's higher potential than both of them. So we've got some good options there down the left. As a number 10 role, we have Williamson. He is the main man. He can fill in up front if we need him to as well. Ryan Murphy can play up here, as can Cheney, although he's not really a passer, so possibly not. As will Ewan Dixon. He will be sort of the second choice in this role for the league games. McVeigh, who again we're looking to sell on, so we may not see too much of him. They are sort of the main men there. If we drop back a little bit further in midfield here, and again I think we're quite strong. We know that what Ryan Murphy can do. He's a star. We also have Brett Brewerton, who's in full-time now as well. Look at the potential of these players. Cheney can play back here as well. Yamaguchi, who I'm excited about, can do a good job for us. Will Giggs is just in to try and see what we can do with him, see if training first time will help him then go back to another Welsh team. Other side of the thing here, we've got Sam York, and we know what he's all about. 17 caps for Wales he has now. Williamson can play back here if we need him to. Also, Lolo, who will predominantly be used as a centre-back, but can step forward, a little bit similar to Kieran Topley. McVeigh, again, who are looking to move on. And Curtis Owen, not to be forgotten, one of the youngsters that came through the academy, of course. So that is the midfield. We know that there's some guys that can play back in here in Europe. Brewerton will be the main guy, though, to do that. If we go to centre-back, and centre-back is potentially a position of strength for us now. We've got me in there twice, but that's okay. We have got Lee Goddard, who is very, very high potential. We have KDH, who is solid enough at the back. We have Me, who is an absolute star. Please develop for me, mate. Griffith McMenemy, who are looking to send out on loan to, again, hopefully raise the standard and just get him first-team football. Gosney, who is a solid enough player for us. O'Halloran, who is solid as well, and of course Lolo, who is very, very good potentially as well. If we go to left back, Norrington Davies, who we're again looking to sell at this point. He hasn't quite worked out. He's on big wages. I want to try and get him out the door if we can. That would leave Montgomery as the first choice left back for this season. Ryan Burke is always an option. We have, of course, Malone, who can play over there, and of course the guy that we just saw, whose name escapes me, the Manchester City guy, he can play there. Malone, someone, again, I'm looking to try and get out. If I can't get him out on loan, it doesn't look like to Wales. You can see there he's mostly wanted by English teams. So I think what we might look to do is just try and sell him on with a 50% sell on for ourselves. If we go over to the right, Goddard can play over here, but it's not going to be his main position. The main two guys we have are Ignatjevic, who again, very, very high potential. He's looked solid so far when we've played him. Billy Cameron, who is a good, solid potential option as well. I love the potential of our players. I really do think, let me know what you guys think in the comments, but we potentially have a very, very good team here if we can all develop. Gosney and O'Halloran can fill in, but Ignatjevic and Cameron will be the main two. And if we go back to goalkeeper, I was a little bit concerned about it when Rima Miles left, but Teniskovic is good. Dimitri Hughes, who came in, is potentially almost as good, so we've got two really good options. Then we've got Karen Stewart, I forget how you say that, but it's not Karen, is it? It's anyway, someone will correct me in the comments. He's a solid enough option for a number 3. We also have Burgess, who's solid enough as a number 3. I might even look to loan one of those guys out as well, because we already lined out Warren Gordon, just to see if we can, again, boost the standard of the league a little bit. But that's where we stand. Let me know what you think in the comments of how we're doing, or how we've done in the transfer window. Here's the update. You can see we've spent $2 million. We've got 100 grand back in with the loan fee for Gould. Yeah, I mean, we do need to get players out. Obviously, the squad is absolutely mammoth size at the minute. If we get... you just keep scrolling. It's too big. I will admit, I like a big squad, but I will openly admit this squad is too big. There's some players in there that are never going to play for us. They've just been called up from the under-19s because they're too old. And Owens is loaned out now, so we can get him back to the under-19, so he's out of the way. Yeah, so I will openly admit the team is too big right now, but... yeah, I think we're looking good for this season. That's it for today, though, guys. If you have enjoyed that, do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to go join Discord if you haven't already. Link in the description for that. And I'll see you next time as we get the new season underway against Trichin, or whatever they're called, of Slovakia. Take care.